So I'm going to show you how to do satin stitch, which is a stitch that you use to fill in a shape in solid colour. So I've just drawn a circle onto my fabric here. And you bring your needle up from the reverse of the fabric, and you're always going to be stitching in the same direction. So in this case, I'm always going to bring my needle out at the top and put it in at the bottom. And so that's my first stitch at the edge of the shape. And then I'm going to bring it back out at the top, very close to that first stitch, and then put it in at the bottom. And the reason for doing this is that it creates a very similar stitched effect on the back of your fabric as on the front. And so that creates a nice padding for your stitching. So overall it gives a much more even finish. And you want to keep your stitches nice and close together so that you don't get any gaps in the shape. And just keep working like this. So as you can see, always out at the top, always in at the bottom. And so what that gives you, as I said, is the same on the back as on the front. And that means you build up some very nice padding and stability in your stitching. And so just keep going like this. And so as you can see, once you've finished your stitching, that builds you up a really solid block of colour. And then you can flip your work over, and as you can see, you've got that same block of colour on the back. And you just want to thread your needle back under some of the stitches that you've just done, which will stop your thread from coming undone. And just for extra security, I then just go under a couple of smaller stitches and loop my needle through there to create a loop that isn't going to come undone. And then trim your thread off. And that is satin stitch.